Hi, it's Dara here from my little studio in Cochrane, Alberta, and I thought it would be fun today to share what inspiration decks that I use with groups and with my own journaling and shifting into doll making. So I picked three for today, and just so happens that they're all independently published ones, which is it's just kind of neat. But I guess over time, working with lots of decks, I've become more drawn to ones that are a little bit different. So, since I'm focused a little bit on talking about shifting into journaling, there's one that I found recently that is by Andrea Schroeder from Creative Dream Incubator, and she has a cool deck specifically for journaling. So she calls them journaling cards for magic and insight, and it comes in a cute little box, and I love the shape of them because I totally love mandalas, and they're round, so that's kind of cool, and they're like a nice quality card. And just give you a closer look there, try to get the sunlight off of, there's lots of sun coming in, so a little bit too much, so I drew the shade so that you could see the writing better. But what I also love about Andrea's cards is that she puts them in a form of a question. So they're all her drawings as well. So you see, why do you want what you want? Good question, hey? They're all really fantastic questions. I mean, I use like a lot of journal prompts where our group will create our own and then we'll work on the ones together, but it's nice when the energy comes from another place, like totally fresh, and Andrea's cards certainly have a nice fresh energy. What would you do if you felt brave? Like, what a great journaling question, right? So, say something that I might do is start journaling that, and then I might make a spirit doll that represents bravery. What's next? Another great question. So her deck is just so fun, and all kinds of different drawn mandalas. It's really, really, really colorful and bright, which makes it fun to use. Another deck that I've had for quite a while now, actually, is by Catherine Anderson, and it's called Photo Exploration Cards. And it comes in a nice deck like this, which is really great if you're doing groups. It's like easy to take around, and the thing is, people love them. So I've used this a lot in groups, especially when I've been called to do a group like on short notice and I need icebreaker or a way of tuning in with a group. It's very accessible, and it has really inspiring pictures. That's like a typewriter. I think it's upside down. Here we go. And even the stuff that's on the back, like the invitations that she has, you can use for taking photos too. Like if you like to go out for walks and take photos with your iPhone like I do, and have like a walking group that I work with, and we like to do that. So it's nice to have a prompt. So for example, this says, one can find beauty in unexpected places. There is something fascinating about finding objects which were once used and loved, now discarded and left to disintegrate. So that's perfect because on the walks we do come across things like that. Look at some of these. They're so pretty. There's like a path, and we often see paths. So are you drawn to photographing pathways? Yes. Your pathway may be a deserted trail, a well-traveled road, or a steep staircase. Where does it lead? What might it mean to you? So again, she's got some inspiring questions too that you can work with. But there's just whoop, so many beautiful pictures. And when I lay them all out and people choose the ones that they're drawn to, it's very effective in a group context. And last but not least, I have a deck called the Messenger Cards. by Sandra Kuntz, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And when you talk about energy coming from another place, her cards, you can really feel that she's put a nice energy into them, and that the animals that she uses in there comes from a place of experience, that she has experience working with these animals. So I'll show you. They're like square and nice and glossy, and they're really nice to shuffle if you're getting people to draw them, or if you're drawing them for yourself. They are so beautiful for inspiration. Check it out. Look at that one. Beautiful, hey? Evolution, we'll have to read that after. Balance. I've pulled that one a lot. It's really nice. Release the past. A lot of them have like a hint of color too, and some of them are more muted. They're just so gorgeous. Look at the dragonfly, the illusionist. I love dragonflies. You can see I have one up there that I got as a gift from one of my group clients. See how subtle and pretty that one is? Faith and Trust. And there's a beautiful book that goes with it, and her inspiration in the writing is also really powerful and just very gentle and inspiring, really. That's why I like to open with them. Or sometimes I just pull the card at the end of the day for something nice to go back to. So Evolution was number 5. So that was this beautiful cat with a hummingbird. It says the hummingbird and jaguar represent the masculine and feminine energy within us, and they are in harmony and balance with each other. As they gaze at each other, they experience themselves as two separate beings and yet are intrinsically connected. So that's just a small part of her writing, but it's a very beautifully written, simple page for each card. So precious. So those are the 3 decks that I just briefly reviewed today. So hopefully you're inspired by some of those. And if you have any decks that you're in love with, be sure to share them with me. And no doubt I will check it out, since I'm a little bit addicted to collecting them. But thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon.